Brian Hickerson was asleep in another room when his brother found Hayden Panettiere unresponsive. That is the latest chilling detail emerging from the investigation into the actress's sudden death. According to TMZ, sources with direct knowledge say Hayden and Brian were inside an Airbnb rental apartment in Greenville, South Carolina, when the emergency unfolded. Brian's brother, Zach Hickerson, reportedly entered the apartment and found the Hayden Panettiere actress sitting unresponsive in a chair in the living room. And according to the report, Brian was asleep in another room at the time. The brothers then called 911, bringing first responders rushing to the apartment. Paramedics attempted to revive Hayden, but their efforts were unsuccessful. She was pronounced dead at approximately 2:32 p.m. on August 16th. She was just 36 years old. The circumstances surrounding those final moments are now under intense scrutiny, but authorities have not said that Brian Hickerson is responsible for Hayden's death. In fact, the official cause and manner of death remain undetermined. A preliminary autopsy found no signs of trauma, and authorities have said there is no indication of foul play at this stage. But another detail from the emergency response has added to the questions. 911 dispatch audio reportedly described the incident as involving an apparent overdose and cardiac arrest. According to reports, Narcan, a medication used to reverse opioid overdoses, was found at the scene. But there is an important unanswered question. It remains unclear whether Hayden received Narcan or whether it was intended for another person at the apartment. That means the presence of the medication alone does not establish the cause of Hayden's death. Meanwhile, the focus has also turned to what happened inside the apartment before emergency crews arrived. A police report identified both Brian and his brother Zach as being at the scene. According to Page 6, Brian remained relatively stoic during the emergency and became visibly emotional only after Hayden was pronounced dead. The report also says Brian showed officers a bag containing medication Hayden had been taking, although the specific medications were redacted. And now another potentially crucial piece of evidence is being examined. TMZ reports that South Carolina police are seeking surveillance footage from the apartment complex that could show Hayden entering and leaving the property before the emergency. The location itself has also become central to the investigation. Hayden was staying at the Judson Mill Lofts apartment complex in Greenville, where she was found unresponsive on August 16th. Her death has also thrust her turbulent relationship with Brian back into the spotlight. Brian and Hayden had an on-again, off-again relationship dating back years, and Hickerson had previously faced domestic violence convictions involving Panettiere. Just days before Hayden's death, a judge rejected Brian's effort to reduce and expunge his felony domestic violence convictions. Reports also said the pair had quietly rekindled their relationship. And now, Hayden's mother, Leslie Vogel, has broken her silence, directing fierce criticism at Brian. She described him as the person the family had been trying to get rid of, and said Brian was with Hayden when she died. Hayden Panettiere's mother is breaking her silence following the actress's heartbreaking death, and she is now publicly speaking about the man she says the family had been trying to get out of her daughter's life. Hayden died on Sunday, August 16th, at the age of 36, after she was found unresponsive and in cardiac arrest at a Greenville, South Carolina residence. Her cause of death has not yet been confirmed. But Hayden's mother, Leslie Vogel, told NBC News that the person the family had been trying to get rid of for some time was Brian Hickerson, and that he was with Hayden when she died. Leslie also reflected on her daughter's life and career, describing Hayden as an incredibly talented person, while acknowledging how difficult growing up in the entertainment industry can be. This person in her life that we have been trying to get rid of for quite some time was with her at her death, and that was Brian Hickerson. There is a lot of history in the past that Brian has enabled Hayden many times, and this is why her father and I had been concerned for him for a long time. I think Hayden was an amazingly talented person in so many departments, and I think young people who grow up in the entertainment industry, it is a struggle, and it's a very challenging industry, and it's not unusual for them to sadly find the wrong path. I think it becomes very difficult to be true to yourself, and I think Hayden sadly lost her way, and I wish it were different. I wish she had stayed true to herself because she had many incredible attributes. I just feel that she's with her brother, and they're at peace. But her comments about Brian come against the backdrop of a deeply troubled relationship. Hayden and Brian first met through mutual friends in Los Angeles around 2018. After Hayden split from her former fiancé, Vladimir Klitschko. Their relationship later became turbulent, with Hayden accusing Brian of physical abuse and seeking legal protection from him. Brian was arrested multiple times over domestic violence allegations involving Hayden between 2019 and 2020. In July 2020, Hayden requested a restraining order against him. After that decision, Hayden publicly said she was prepared to do her part to make sure Brian never hurt anyone again. And years later, Hayden described an alleged incident in her memoir in which she said Brian beat her so severely that she was unable to leave the house for several weeks. She wrote that she did not report the incident at the time because she did not want the situation to become public. The hostility between Brian and Hayden's family was also public. In a past interview with TMZ, Brian lashed out at Hayden's mom, Leslie, calling her one of the worst people he had ever met, and saying he could not deal with her. Now, after Hayden's death, those old tensions are coming back into focus. Because according to police reporting, Brian and his brother, Zach Hickerson, were reportedly at the South Carolina Airbnb when Hayden went into cardiac arrest, and the details of what happened at that scene are now drawing even more attention.